Alright, I promised I would do a video about this, but keep in mind this is going to be my last video on the subject because there's other things I want to talk about, alright? But I promised because I looked back at my video and I was just like, yeah, my tone was a bit condescending. And two, there was an aspect somebody brought up that should be actually discussed about, and actually I was like, oh, that's true. But I still have disagreements on going MGTOW about it. Let's just put it that way. But before we get into this, just keep in mind, guys, I don't want to see any, like, BS insecure comments that going like, well, Bryton, I'm ready to debate you. I'm ready to defend my ideology. Shut up. We're here to have a discussion, and that's the whole point of the comment section, is to have a discussion. If anybody knows me, who's been following this channel for a while now, knows that I'm an open-minded guy. A lot of people think, like, I'm very defensive and closed-minded. It's not the case. With me, I actually see what people say and I think about it, but I'm aware there's many manipulators out there that would just, they live in a belief system and they think that their belief system is the truth, and they try to manipulate people into believing into their belief system. So I'm always conscious. That's why I'm a bit defensive, and it may seem like I'm a bit close-minded. But if I see actual facts and evidence, of course, I'm always open to change my mind. So with that being said, the one thing that the MGTOW said was that you should talk about the legal aspects of it. And what they mean is a lot of MGTOWs become MGTOWs because of the laws and legislation that gets passed within the Western world regarding, rape, sexual assault, divorce, etc., to the point where the system is really rigged against men. This is a problem, and I recognize that. I actually protested outside the Vancouver courthouse, I'd say about 3 years ago. And we were protesting about how a lot of the system is rigged against men. Excuse me. And, like, as of recently, there was the whole thing with Bill C-51 where basically a mere accusation by a woman is pretty much going to land you up in court no matter what, because according to Bill C-51, even if I showed, like, I don't know, a screenshot of a text message of saying, oh, I consented, that doesn't count anymore. So you'll be easily found guilty just based off almost no credible evidence of any form, because they diminished all what is considered evidence for consent. And that is a problem. But this is where it's a problem with going MGTOW, okay? And even, like, one buddy of mine, just keep in mind, he has a girlfriend and everything, he's not MGTOW. However, he was just like, oh, well, you gotta be now careful about around women and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, no. That's not the way to go. What you should be doing is you should be fighting against this. And this goes to the MGTOWs. Instead of, going into your caves and thinking like, oh, I'm going to just be a MGTOW because, I don't want to fight against this. I was just like, what? What? Okay, so you want to go back into your cave instead of actually, getting out of it and actually fighting against this? Because there is the ability to do this. Like, I remember this one time, this one dude, he was like, hey, Max, because he was on Max's page, because keep in mind, the People's Party, the platform is always changing. Somebody was asking about the Divorce Act and Bill C-51. I was just like, well, hey, bud, how about you list some of these things, and we'll have a discussion about it. Maybe I can talk to Max about it, and maybe we can get this within the platform. And he was just like, well, who's they? And he never messaged me, and he just kind of backed away, and I was just like, dude, I'm asking, okay, I'm offering help, but you're backing away? Like, even, who's the, I forget the guy in the comment section, he's always in my chats too. He has the V for voluntary avatar, I forget his name, sorry about that, bud. But, even it took a while for this bud who was just like, he was talking about Bill C-51 and the Divorce Act, and I was just like, dude, could you actually list what is wrong with the bills so I can probably form something out of it? Maybe we can find a solution. But it didn't take a long time until he actually posted a video about it. Not his own individual video. He posted a link of 2 individual videos made by people. He didn't even show a specific part of the act. I appreciate it because he at least did something. He at least said oh, here's a little bit of a breakdown, but I want to actually see the actual bill, because the devil is within the details. How we can actually repeal that part of the bill is how we can reverse this bullshit, and you don't need to revert to being a MGTOW. So, like I said, guys, instead of reverting to MGTOW and being afraid to talk to women and shit like that, you're just making them win if you go to MGTOW. How about you fight against it? Because when they make you go into a corner, they win. Okay, like that's all I'm just trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to be condescending when I say that, but it's just like it's kind of defeating. Like it's the act of defeat of like, well, the laws are in place, I guess I might as well not talk to women. Or it's kind of like the whole thing with Bill C-16 is just like, oh well, now that law is in place, I guess I shouldn't be openly critical about transgender people and stuff. Like, no, no, fight against it. Fight against it. Don't be consumed and succumb to it. That's all I can say. Like, guys, like I said, you guys are free as the individual to be whoever the hell you want. I'm never, ever going to tell you how to run your life and deal with your life, especially if you're not hurting anybody. But just keep in mind, I'm going to have disagreements with ideologies, lifestyles, and stuff. But the thing is, a lot of this is, like I said, it's succumbing to defeat instead of actually fighting against this legislation. Because, like I said, it's the establishment that is creating the problem, and you're reverting to saying, oh, I'm not even going to date a woman because of all these laws in place, or oh, I'm not going to date a woman because feminism is corrupting women. How about you fight against it? How about you start educating people? How about you start actually going out there and making a difference instead of whining and complaining? And like, that's all I get when I see these people. Like, I'm not trying to be condescending, I'm being honest. I see a lot of people, just like I said, I've tried to go to people about the Divorce Act and Bill C-51. I would generally go to Max and people like Martin Massey, who's like basically the head of the PPC pretty much. They call the shots on what is considered, excuse me, what is considered to be get the final okay in the party. So I was thinking, like, dude, if I actually got these issues and I brought them towards Max, hell, you guys know me. I did an interview with Max. What if I see him again and I bring these subjects up? Like, I bring this up and he's like, oh, wow, that sounds terrible. Like, I'll look into that. Because keep in mind, guys, Max has been freed from the conservative shackles. He has the ability with his own party to bring up subjects that can never be touched within any form of Canadian parties, like any Canadian political parties of any form. We have a very golden opportunity. So if you guys are going to just whine and complain and go like, well, there's this bill and then there's this, and I guess I'm going to go back to my cave because I can't be friends with women or because they're going to accuse me of something. How about you stand up and fight? That's my main problem. But like I said, you guys are free to be whoever you want. I'm not shaming you for what you are. Whatever I am saying is that I disagree with your stance in that it should be a different, like, you should take a different route instead of going to the route of defeat. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, guys, I also, like I said, I don't want to hear people just going in the comments saying like, oh, debate me, Bryton. Like, I'm ready to defend my ideology. Just, like I said, don't do that crap. We're here to have a discussion. If you're going to be insecure and like, be in a belief system and crap, like, to me, you're part of the problem. We're here to have a discussion. We're here to, find disagreements. Because honestly, guys, I think what we need to come towards is, that we need to agree to disagree, because I'm going to have a lot of people who are going to disagree with my stance, but I don't want people to think like I'm being uneducated and I'm just like, oh, you guys suck, and not like, I don't talk like that. Like, yes, my tone was a bit condescending when I did the video over there. However, it's just like, my views were like, guys, just because what the establishment is doing towards like women and passing this legislation, like, don't go on the defense, go on the offense and fight against this garbage. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, guys, that's my take. I'm going to leave this video to a close. And like I said, this is my final video on the subject. So please, I don't want to hear any whining, complaining. There's other things I want to talk about on this channel. But please understand, we're just going to have differing opinions. But of course, I'm always open-minded. I want to see what you guys have to say. But like I said, guys, I'm a guy, hopefully down the road, like, I get in a relationship and there's a woman to love me in my life. But just like I said, we're just going to have disagreements. Like, I don't agree with the ideological mindset and lifestyle. That's just me. But like, guys, like I said, we're all going to have differences. Just know that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Take care, and I'll see you all in the future. Peace.